Hello, my name is Hudson Kraft. My partners Trent Walker and Corey Franklin have put together this presentation on enterprise. We're going to start out with a discussion of strategy. Enterprise prides themselves on their award-winning customer service based on Jack Taylor's principles of always putting the customers first. Their slogan, "We'll pick you up," is indicative of not only the fact that they will come and pick you up wherever you happen to be and give you your rental car to drive off in, but also the fact that they are focused entirely on customer service and on their employee satisfaction. They hit a great balance between market development, product development, and diversification. Their market development is fantastic. They go into all sorts of different places. They're currently trying to go global. They're overseas in several different locations now. Their product development, they're constantly innovating. They are the head of the rental car industry for a reason. They're always doing something new, something to improve their current state. And diversification. They are not only in the rental car industry, they have diversified their portfolio of businesses to make sure that they've hedged themselves against any industry failures that might occur. And they're also transferring their values of customer service, honesty, and integrity to whichever industry they happen to pursue. Next up, we'll be talking about Porter's 5 forces. The rivalry in the rental car industry is assigned medium. They have really solidified their place as the top rental car company. And their closest competitor only has revenues of half of what they have. And therefore, they really don't have to worry too much about their rivals, but it is intense due to the fact that it is a service industry, and so they have to make sure that they keep their customer service top notch. Bargaining power suppliers is medium. They're a very large company. They can choose from many different suppliers if they want to. Bargaining power buyers is very high because buyers, they can choose to go anywhere. They don't have to go to enterprise if they don't want to, and if they feel the service or the price is better somewhere else, they can go there. Threat of new entrants is low. It takes a lot of capital to start a car rental company, and also to have the kind of brand name and brand loyalty that Enterprise does. It would take an astronomical amount of money. Threat of substitutes is low currently, but it's growing as time goes on because of services such as Uber and Lyft. And so the threat of substitutes currently is low, but it's something to keep an eye on. The driving forces behind the rental car industry is the growth of substitutes. Airline, train, bus industry, they can all potentially take market share away from enterprise. Gas prices are also something that drives the industry. As gas prices rise, the demand for rentals will decrease. Car manufacturing costs can also play an important role. Because of the cost of cars increasing, they won't be able to purchase as many new cars, and it'll affect their industry as well. And finally, trends. We have this green trend now where people want more hybrids, they want more smart cars, and honestly, Enterprise does a fantastic job of keeping up with local trends and local markets and what their particular customers want to see at their stores. The key success factors in Enterprise's industry is up-to-date technology, first of all. Having the most advanced technology so that they can stay on top of the different competition. Airport involvement, making sure that they are the company to go to at the airport. Many people, when they fly in, they could take a taxi, but a lot of people want to be able to drive around in their own car. And that's a huge market for them. Social media and mobility. Society is becoming, or already is, a very social media rich society. Having the exposure on social media and being mobile is very important. Marketing campaigns, having a strong marketing presence is incredibly important for service industries in general, and especially the rental car industry. Now moving on to financials. Being that Enterprise is a privately held company, financial information was hard to come by, but according to Y charts, you can see that their maximum profit margin was recorded in December 2015 at 11.13%. One major thing that should be pointed out from this chart is the major growth in net profit margin from 2014 to 2015. I found this increase very interesting because 2014's net income was higher than 2015's net income. Something else that should be pointed out is also the fact that ROE is decreasing, and this is because total equity continues to spike rapidly while net income has remained stable. And now the SWOT analysis. Some of the strengths is the fact that Enterprise owns the market. They are the top dogs. They have twice the revenue of their nearest competitor. They have the largest fleet of rental vehicles. They're one of the largest privately owned companies in the US, and they have partnerships with Disney resorts, NCAA, NHL, NHLPA. They are everywhere. Wherever you look, you can find an Enterprise rent-a-car. Weaknesses are that they are privately owned. They don't have a whole lot of weaknesses, but one of them is that they are not able to raise capital quite as quickly as they might have otherwise been able to do if they were not a privately owned company. And this leads to a slower expansion. Some opportunities for Enterprise rent-a-car is global transportation services industry. It is growing so fast. They are able to go into new countries that are looking for services like this, and they're able to immediately come in and provide that. They also can expand their portfolio with new businesses so that they can hedge themselves even further. If something were to happen to the rental car industry, Enterprise itself would not fail with it. So the threats are intense rivalry among competitors, and finally, unrecognized brand overseas. They are not recognized as a major brand overseas, but hopefully in the future they will be able to change that. The managerial worry list. Bargaining power of buyers is very high and should consistently be the forefront of Enterprise's operations. They can never take their eyes off of the fact that the buyers have all the power. Advertisements are coming to NBA jerseys, and this creates a chance for Enterprise to close a huge deal on an advertisement contract for an NBA team. In the near future, NBA teams will have advertisements on their jerseys. Social media is becoming more and more a part of everyone's lives, and capitalization upon this avenue of word-of-mouth marketing is very important for all service industry businesses, especially Enterprise. If someone has a good experience with Enterprise, they're going to go onto social media and tell their friends about it, and that's the best kind of advertisement you can get. Consumers are becoming more and more mobile and demand faster, more convenient service than ever. Global expansion is integral to Enterprise growing as a business. They have 9,000 locations. 90% of the US population is within 15 minutes of an Enterprise store. We need to expand globally so that it can keep on growing. Finally, our recommendations. First of all, an expansion of your Plus Your Points plan is going to help draw in new customers and retain your existing ones. Enterprise has to provide superior customer service to maintain their competitive edge within their industry. Loyalty programs are a great way to achieve a higher customer retention rate. And also, one thing that could be added to the Plus Your Points plan is that you could encompass the exotic car line with it as well. When people gather enough points, they can then spend those points to go and ride the car of their dreams. with a proper marketing plan alongside this, you'll be able to draw people in who have always wanted to ride in an exotic car. NBA jersey advertisements. The NBA recently announced that in 2017, they'll be implementing a 3-year pilot program that will be placing sponsor logos on the jerseys of NBA players. This is an incredible opportunity to reach an incredibly large audience and should be acted upon as soon as possible. And finally, our last recommendation is that you acquire Lyft. With the advent of transportation apps such as Uber and Lyft, Enterprise must stay ahead of the mobile transport technology curve. Enterprise is in a prime position to continue their trend of a diverse portfolio of businesses and to acquire the transportation network company Lyft. Continuing that, Lyft has recently begun climbing the ladder towards their main competitor, Uber. Lyft was valuated at roughly $2.5 billion a year ago, and now they've begun to climb steadily upwards and sit at a valuation of roughly $4 billion after some significant rounds of funding. So while they're still that much lower than Uber, which Uber is currently sitting at roughly $20 billion, Enterprise can come in and capitalize on that business and grow it into something that's going to be amazing. They can cement themselves as a part of the quickly changing travel landscape. Complementary assets and capabilities would make the marriage of Lyft and Enterprise phenomenal. Enterprise has a vast network of cars that are available. You could provide cars to the Lyft drivers and they could rent them out, or you could just start your own kind of taxi service alongside Lyft. Thank you very much, and this has been our presentation.